What parent weaponized cancer to steal your future? The day I told my mother I got a full ride to college, she calmly said, "I'm dying," while peeling potatoes. My heart practically stopped at her words. I stood in the doorway and asked, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" She kept her eyes on the cutting board, her voice soft and practiced. "I just want these last months to mean something, baby. It's stage 4. I want you here with me." I told her that I had worked hard to get into this college, but she only gave me a silent, pained look. That night, I pressed my forehead to the wall, heard her sob, and told myself I had to stand by her side until the end of her treatments. At 18, I believed everything she said, so I canceled everything. I emailed the college and told my friends I couldn't leave. Then, my world shrank to caring for my mom. I brought her meals, fluffed her pillows, and did the chores. But soon, she'd ring a little bell for every whim saying, "Wash my feet, sweetie. The chemo makes them itch." She woke me at 4 a.m., shaking my shoulder. "I need water, not from the tap, the good ice." I had to run to the grocery store just to get the ice she wanted. I was upset and tired, but I had no choice because I thought that at any moment, she could disappear from my life forever. But things started feeling really off. She'd call me to the bathroom insisting she was too weak to stand, but hours later I'd catch her dancing in the kitchen laughing with a friend. She made me count her pills every morning, line them up by color, but I swear they looked like normal vitamins. Some nights she made me brush her hair for 3 hours, then scream at me for taking too long, then beg me not to leave her alone. If I complained or tried questioning her, she just cried, asking if I was angry she was dying and if I hated her for needing too much. At some point I wanted to run, so I called my brother who had run off at 18. His voice felt flat as he said, "You should leave," but I stayed. Guilt kept me anchored, whispering that stage 4 meant she wouldn't last long. After 8 months, her demands got stranger, but hair never thinned. She never lost weight. She had no prescriptions, no doctor's notes, no hospital bans. The only thing that changed was her list of needs. I started searching directly for proof that she was really sick, but there was nothing. I finally asked if I could come to chemo. She snapped, "My doctor doesn't allow visitors. You should be grateful I'm still alive." When I pressed, her voice turned vicious. "Why don't you trust me? It's like you want my cancer to take me." Her voice went sharp, then brittle. I was crying before I realized it. After that, I stopped asking questions. I moved through each day quietly hoping for answers on what to do. But after another so-called chemo session, she said her clinic had moved and she had to start treatments all over again. Another long 8 months of being her caretaker. That was when something in me snapped. I followed her to her next appointment, but instead of a hospital, she parked at a mall. I thought it was a mistake until I watched her walk into it and enter a spa with a towel in hand and an easy smile on her face. I waited 2 hours on a bench trying to calm myself by thinking of rational explanations. When she finally came out, her skin glowed. She laughed at her phone and climbed into her car, perfectly healthy. I felt betrayed. That night, I packed my things. I left a note on the counter that read, "I hope you get better," and walked out. I rented a tiny attic room, worked nights at a hospital as a CNA, and took classes during the day. For weeks, she left guilty messages. "I fell in the shower today. No one was here to help me up." Then threats. "When I'm gone, you'll have to live with abandoning your dying mother." Then promises to end it all if I didn't come back. By the time you read this, it might be too late. This is on you. I deleted them in batches and blocked her. Almost a year later, she rolled into my job in a wheelchair and neck brace on, crocodile tears running down her cheeks. She went straight to the front desk saying, "My daughter is unstable and working here. I need to be here to keep her from relapsing." I stood on the side while the nurses looked at me like they were ready to spring into action, knowing the full story. I nodded and they sent her to a room. I wheeled her into the ER while she gripped my hand with icy fingers and leaned close to whisper, "I knew you'd come back." At triage, I leaned toward the nurse and said, "She's made threats before. She's refused care. I'm scared for her safety." The nurse didn't blink. When they started questioning my mother's sanity, her mask slipped. She screamed, threw things, and said, "I have cancer. Stage 4. Cancer, and she's trying to have me committed. What kind of demon child is this?" Security dragged her away as she clawed at the door, begging me to help. After that, I walked into the cold and realized I was free, not just from guilt, but from her never-ending lies.